Hey, Arimath here, and we're playing Dead by Daylight. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button as we are playing Freddy Krueger. Now, this game has been out for a while. It's never really been something like, ooh, I want to play, but I saw you could play Freddy in it. I'm a huge Nightmare on Elm Street fan, so I had to give this a try, and I have been pleasantly surprised. Starting out here, I'm playing as the killer, hunting down 4 different survivors. I've got these dream snares at my disposal, and obviously the razor claws of death. They're trying to repair these generators and stay alive as I'm running around trying to claw them to death and attach them to hooks. It looks like I found somebody there, and I'm just going to totally ignore him and go for this guy. Sounds good. Chasing down, I think this is the old guy here. This is just a blast, you know, just in this level playing down. I'm going to drop slash him and get him. That is very satisfying. A lot of fun. Now, when you hit people as Freddy, each of the killers have their own abilities, but when you hit them, it puts them to sleep. I believe they also fall asleep naturally just through the course of the game. That's one of one of Freddy's powers. One of the dynamics, or you know, in his when he's the killer, is that the survivors, as they're called, fall asleep. When they're awake, they only see you, I believe, at a certain range, like 16 meters or something like that. And then if you're between like 16 and I think 24 meters, you like flicker in and out of visibility, which just sounds really cool. And then beyond that, you're invisible. Now, when they're asleep, they see you, but they also fall to your snags that you put down, and dream pallets, which are these fake pallets, and you'll see these in action quite a bit in this game. There are things that, you know, they're basically obstacles they drop in front of you, and they stop your progress, or they do it right when you're going next to them, and they hit you over the head with it, and it stuns you even longer. But you can put up these fake ones where they do it and they shatter, and you go right through them and hit them. Just a really, I would say, fun mechanic. On top of that, Freddy also can teleport to each of these generators. And there is my arch nemesis, Steve from Stranger Things. This guy's got a flashlight that he shines in your eyes, and I swear, every Steve player that I've been up against, there's the old guy I hit earlier, he was already damaged, he's going to go down right away. I'll get back to Steve in a second, but I want to make a point about this. Each survivor gets, I guess, 2 hits. The first hit makes them bleed everywhere, and you can kind of see the blood spots on the ground. You also can hear them moaning and groaning. And then once you down them and they're on the ground, they can crawl away and recover, but generally you're going to pick them up and put them on one of those hooks, at which point their survival is going to be on a timer, and eventually they get sacrificed. Now, they can get rescued, they can pull themselves off of hooks with certain perks or abilities, which everything gets in this game, a bunch of consumables as you level up to use, and perks that you get to attach to your guy. Anyhow, Steve, I think his name is Steve. This guy, everybody who plays this guy seems to be really good and have all the best stuff. I have not found a Steve that I didn't absolutely dislike, and I've only been playing the same for a week. I know that if I see a Steve, I'm killing that guy. So and this game really, I think, drives that point home. This guy flashlights me multiple times, uses the pallets expertly, blocks me from hooking somebody, just all sorts of just vile stuff. That, you know, here he is. And I don't hate him. I don't hate him yet. He's just another guy. But just watch him play. Just watch this guy closely. This is me putting down that dream snare that only affects people when they're asleep, which he obviously is not yet. He's very much awake, and he's going to shine me in the eyes with that stupid flashlight. But one of the balancing things that I thought was, at first I thought it was dumb. I was like, why isn't everybody first person, view? That'd be more fun, more tension, right? But as a killer, you're first person view, so the things that happen to you allow people to get away. They can see all around. They got situational awareness, better situational awareness, by being able to see kind of a third person view of their character. So when they drop these pallets on you, when you're doing any kind of action, you're focused on that, and you can't see where they're going. You're usually looking down, so it gives them a chance to get away. And I've played Survivor a little bit. I've definitely played the killer, particularly Freddy, more often. And there's that Steve. Oh, I think that's Steve. Get him. But I've had fun as both. Yep, he's gonna eat. And this guy's just expert with those pallets, just wielding that flashlight like it's a lightsaber. This guy, God. But yeah, you can have fun with both sides. A lot of fun. Gee, there's a lot of them there. They're gonna run right into me, which I absolutely love trying to set people up for that. You know, chasing them and then moving away, backing off, and trying to head them off at the pass so they run into me if I can help it. It's just a lot of you know, a little bit of fun trying to play the bad guy here and give him a little bit of a surprise, right? It's this creepy house. Look at the you know, the environment. You got the ash sort of falling around, the fog. There's another person. Hopefully I'll be able to get them up. Pallet right away, which you break, by the way. And I usually, you know, this is one of my first games, and I would ignore breaking the pallets. I'm probably making a ton of mistakes, yeah, you usually want to break the pallets as they can, you know, just dive over them. You do move a little bit faster than they do, but you can see he just glide over that, and just got to break that so it doesn't obstruct me any longer. And usually I'm trying to put snares down when you get into that kind of circle game. But anyhow, the environment, just the whole maps, everything that they have, the look, it just looks really, really good to me. I'm playing on Xbox. I've heard the graphics are better on PC, and I think I've seen examples of that, but I haven't had any complaints so far. There's Steve again with that damn flashlight. Man, you know you want to shine me in the eyes with that. It's me trying to whiff and hit. I want this guy so bad. If this guy was in an MMO, he'd be an excellent tank. This guy is just completely taking my focus. I'm sure they're out there repairing those generators right now as he's shining me in the eyes and dancing around this pallet. This guy is really, really good at this, and I think he set the tone for all Steve players in future games. Because, like I said, in every game I've played, absolute maximum annoyance. Oh, there's the old guy. Surprised him. He's hemorrhaging. Losing blood. See, every killer has this thing called a terror radius, which makes sound. I think it maybe plays a tune or a heartbeat or something for survivors, so they know you're coming. There's a lot of abilities that reduce that, or even eliminate it in some case, and you can combo some of those abilities. There's me acting like it's the movies, chasing this guy, hitting the bushes, generally not catching up to him. He ducks into my house. Oh, there's another guy there. But I'm fixated on this guy. He's trying to juke me, but can't quite. Pick him up. Oh, there's Steve. Not today, Steve. Gonna run out of batteries for that thing soon, hopefully. And when you're watch this guy. Look at this. I want to get this guy on the hook, and Steve is sitting there, knowing what to do. I lose the guy I was holding, and it just thwarted. He's the guy that lives at the end of the horror movies, for sure, or dies heroically almost at the end, so that the absolutely worthless person can live. But he's the MVP here. He's gonna duck in, and I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him right as he got into that window. He's hurting, and I'm happy. Hopefully we'll get down him a second time. And he's asleep, so he will get hit by my dream snares if he runs into him. He knows how to move and dodging me all over the place. Better run. I want this guy so bad at this point, it's ridiculous. I don't care what's going on. I'm just spamming that attack button, which is also not good. So much recovery, and I hit him again. I think I hit him. Got him. And I'm looking around for him. He's outside the window. Let's pick him up for a very satisfying hooking. Up you go, buddy. We're putting down 2 traps for this guy. Hopefully everybody's asleep and they run into it. Now, with Freddy, I like to teleport away to a generator. I've learned to use this better, but my general technique would be to hook somebody, teleport away, and then damage the generator if nobody's there, if it's running, and then run back to the hooked area, as I know people will be trying to rescue now that I'm gone. In this case, I was too far away. I don't know why anybody would run into that basement. Now they have to repair 5 generators in a match. Once they get 5, they get to then open the exit. Looks like I spotted somebody there. Yeah, it did. Oh, got the old guy again. You're going on the hook. I believe the more they don't like recover, I believe, the life. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I've hooked people, I think, like 3 times, and they were gone pretty quick. I don't know if 3 is a limit or what, but they have this little bar that gets that starts dropping, and once it gets to 0, then they're out of the game. But yeah, the survivors have to repair 5 generators. It's a channeling mechanic that has a got a skill check thing where little needle on a bar, and they have to hit it in a certain section, like Pro Golf, Nintendo Golf or whatever back in the day, right? You get the biggest swing by hitting it right in the sweet spot. That's what those skill checks are. They get points for it, but if they blow it, then it makes noise, and you can tell where they're at. But once they get all 5, they get to open the exit, which also has like a channel on it. And then once they get out of the exit, they've survived, and the game is over. At least they're good, and you didn't get them. But obviously, if you hook all the people and they all die, then nobody escapes, and you get more points. And what I think is I'm doing something that I generally don't do now, which is kind of just hover around the guy that I've hooked. I do try to move around. You're wasting time. People are repairing stuff. It's generally not a good strategy. At least I don't think. But in this case, I'm kind of hovering around that guy. I just want to make sure that one of them goes. I know they got 1 generator left to repair, and trying to reduce the number of people that are available to do those repairs, which is an important thing, especially as the game gets, you get fewer and fewer generators. You want to try to reduce the number of survivors that can repair them. Oh, caught 2 of them. Pallet. Ugh. Stupid pallets. See, at first I mocked the dream pallets, and now I use those primarily because they are so useful. They just, people think that they're safe, and they're not safe. So now that the exits are opened, I'm putting traps by the exits. Trying to catch this person. No Steve to save you now. He probably already left. Oh no, they're all by the exit. There they go running. They're all running through the exit. So that's gonna be pretty much it. Steve is gonna try to be a jerk one last time. I'm gonna hit him and tell him to get out of here. And that is I think this was my second or third game. But I've had an absolute blast with this all week. I may make others, may not. There's going to be some more Mortal Kombat stuff coming. But I hope you enjoyed this. And as always, take it easy.